Hey everyone, welcome back to House of Chi Yoga. Today I don't have a class for you, but I have some good shoulder accessory work. So we're going to do some nice mobility, stretching, a little, maybe not strengthening. It depends on what's coming to me during class. But I want to give you something that is not really a class, but something you can add to classes a couple times a week. You can work on shoulder opening, whatever you need to do. You can add it to your regular workouts. This is great for sports. Yeah, I'm talking too much, so let's get started. I do have a strap and 2 blocks, and I for sure I'm going to be using the strap and at least 1 block. I don't know if we need 2, but if you don't have a strap, you can always use like a dish rag. You can always use a t-shirt, just something that can kind of help you, or a towel is probably a better idea than a t-shirt or a dish rag. That might be too small, but just something you can grip. So let's begin by moving my accessories out of the way and then coming to an easy seated position. So whatever's comfortable for you, I'm just gonna go 1 foot in front of the other because this is always comfortable for me. Okay, I'm all over the place today. I'm talking so much. Okay. Oh geez, fingertips wide. Let's begin together, everyone. Let's add just some movement front to back through the shoulder girdle. So remembering that this is about the shoulders. So as we move front to back, I'm not relying on my back muscles. I'm not relying on the push from the floor, but I'm trying to find the shoulders. Maybe take a moment to close your eyes and just dig a little deeper into what that feels like for you. And you can go right to left, allowing the shoulders to fall towards center. The head kind of naturally tracks with the shoulder. Maybe you feel some space or not much stretch from the shoulder to the pec here with this one. Probably a little bit more common is not to feel so open in this area. Let's go ahead and hold. We'll have the right shoulder down. I'm going to gaze towards the left and keep the arm active so you can create this nice stretch on the front of the delt and the pec here. Taking one more breath. And then we'll shift to the other side. Let the left shoulder fall, gaze towards the right. Feel that tension across the left delt to pec muscle. And then back through center. Oh, my shoulder's really bothering me today, so this is a good one for me. Hands to knees. We're just going to pull the shoulders in a circle. So I'm actually using the grip from my hands to pull and move through the shoulder. And then we'll go the other direction. And then releasing from there, just take the fingertips to same side shoulder, or maybe you want to go opposite shoulder if that's easier for you, and massage across the delt. Start pressing into the area where the pec comes into the shoulder. And then we're going to take our right hand into our left armpit and push pretty strongly there into the armpit. Oy, that is a good pain, a good painful feeling. And I'm just going to kind of move my fingertips around. So I'm pushing into one spot, holding, and then I lift up and push into a different spot. You'll probably find some areas that are a little bit more sensitive than the others. And then we'll move on to the other side. Whew, man, my shoulders. It's always when I have not been working out that my shoulders are the most tight, which means movement is medicine. It's time for me to move them. Oh, one more push. And releasing. Now something called jellyfish hands. So our hands are connected obviously with our arms and up to our shoulders. So we want to keep our hands really soft and just create this jellyfish action. And this is going to lift up into your shoulders. Relax all the connecting muscles and tissues. This is a really good one to practice throughout the day. A lot of times when I'm just feeling tense, I can feel my traps in my shoulders starting to lift up and hold tension. I just stomp and do a little bit of jellyfish hands and think about releasing, and it helps me keep my shoulders soft throughout the day. Because I think one of the most important things to understand is if you're holding tension, if you hold emotion, hold stress in your shoulders, then you're working them all day long. So taking opportunities to intentionally release and soften can do wonders for any shoulder pain. And then releasing from there. Now pressing into the wrist a little bit, I'm going to go to the sides. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to do hands really wide, fingertips really wide, and palms flat. And then just shift front to back, maybe side to side, to feel some stretching on the wrist. And then I'll flip the palms the opposite direction, so now my palms are facing up, like so. I guess I can do this one forward. I like to roll my elbow creases forward, try to keep the hands fully open, and feel a nice stretch on the wrist. Hopefully you feel that stretch moving up through the forearms. Another area that is not so common for us to stretch is our forearm. So opening the wrist, opening up the forearms can help release the tension on the shoulders as well. Take it on down. Oh, that's some tight wrist muscle. Okay, now let's move to the forearm. And for this one, we're simply going to use our hands to press through the muscles. You can put one arm on the ground. This gives you a little bit more of an aggressive push. Or you could just use your hands from here and massage out. And I'm not going to do this one for too long for the sake of the video, but this is another one of those that you can do throughout the day. You feel the tension, you can do a quick jellyfish hand, quickly press out the forearms to relax the muscles. Oh man, that feels nice. I wish I could do that all day. Okay, shake it out. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab onto the strap. And for me, my strap has a little metal notch on the end, a little metal buckle. If yours does as well, hold on to the buckle so we don't accidentally hit ourselves or anyone else. Now the strap is going behind the body and then in front of the body. You don't want it too long. Like if it's too long here, there's no pull on the strap, I don't really feel a stretch. So I want to get it to where it's just long enough, just short enough that it's making me work a little bit as I stretch front to back. Especially when I bring it back, I can lift my heart and go back into that deep stretch across the pec muscles here. So kind of play with that a little bit. After a few, maybe you can bring the hands a little closer together, get a deeper stretch. Once you start mobilizing the area. One more, we're going to hold the strap behind us. And I'm just going to kind of roll my wrist in and make sure the shoulders are working away from center. So lifting the heart, feeling the stretch across the pecs, the front of the shoulder, then lift the hands up and behind you. Now keeping the shoulders as soft as you can, just gently take the gaze right to left. Maybe you feel some stretching across the neck muscles. If you feel any pinching sensation, go ahead and bend the elbows back out of this position. I do a lot of neck and shoulder connectivity work, so I'm comfortable with this one, but if you're not quite there yet, just do little bits at a time. Maybe release the band entirely and just bring the chin right to left like I'm doing. And coming back through center. Once you're at center, you can release the shoulders and then open up the space across the band a little bit more. So it's behind my body. I'm going to create some slack on it, and my right elbow is going to scoop behind. So again, it's here. I create some slack. My right elbow just lifts and goes behind. Now the strap is in front of my arm. So now I can close off from the side as much as I want to create tension. I'm just going to pull it down until this right arm is at a 90. I've got some tension here. Rotate the shoulder front to back. As you rotate, feel the front shoulder muscles working. Sorry, hit the mic. And as you lift, feel the back underneath the scaps pulling together. So that little rhomboid muscle, we squeeze, try to engage the back body there. Let's go a couple more. 2. Last one, 1. And then we're gonna just let go of the tension and let the arm move with no resistance now. Right arm is going towards the left hip. Now it's important on this one, you lock the arm out, which looks like this. It's totally locked out straight. So I'm gonna lean into it, lock the arm out, and then try to lean all the way to the ground. Now with this locked out arm, it's gonna open up this right side scap and rhomboid area. Holding at the bottom for a few breaths. Try to keep the arm locked out, don't let it bend. And then gently unrolling. Any movement through the right arm, I'm going to do these little side bends because again, our lats are connected, all this side muscles connected to the shoulder. And as you can see, we're not doing a ton of reps of these. So you can do this little class, this little accessory class pretty often because we're not doing a ton of them. You can just pop it on and do a few or take a few of these exercises with you and do them daily. Okay, so strap is behind. We got some slack. My left elbow goes up and over. Again, strap behind, slack, left elbow up and over. Now I can pull on this side to create that resistance I want. Once I have good resistance, I'm locked into my core. I'm focusing on the shoulder. This is my injured shoulder, so maybe it looks a little not as nice as my other side just did. This is the one I kind of struggle on. But this is where I really bring focus into my body. I work on that front side, and then I work on the back side as the palm comes up. Find the scap, find the rhomboid. Try to open up the front as the hand lifts. Let's go 3 more. Make sure you're staying out of the traps, out of the top of the shoulder. We're not incorporating the traps here. That's the hardest part for me. Let's go 1 more. That feels pretty good. Once I can find my rhomboid on this side, it feels great. Hi, and releasing the resistance. Add just some regular movement. Whew, that shoulder gets fatigued so fast. And then we'll take it to the opposite hip. Remember, important to lock out the arm so as you lean forward, you then get a nice pull on that rhomboid scap area. Take a few deep breaths at the end. Try to keep the arm locked out. And then walking it back up through center. Any movement on this side, I'm going to go back to my side body stretch. I have 1 more stretch here for the front, and then a little restorative posture for us to hold. So let's go right side. We call it our Charlie's Angel gun, and it's just the first finger and the thumb. Important on this one to stay close to the ground or energetically kind of working towards the ground. And I'm actually going to turn sideways for you to see this one so you can see where my arm is landing. So nice, strong, flat spine, flat back, not spine. My right side Charlie's Angel gun. Watch as this shoulder is pointing forward. I'm going to roll it open, which means I'm engaging this right side rhomboid. So I'm going to roll it open, keep it close to the floor, and then I'm going to reach away with the gaze. So I'm pulling back, down, unrolling this front side, and then creating a stretch in the opposite direction as well. So let's sit here for a few breaths. This is another really good one to shoot all the way down through the bicep. Get a really deep stretch. Using your exhales, try to pull the hand back a little farther. And then allow everything to come back to neutral. And for this next one, I'll face forward. Left side, and you can hold this one for a lot longer if you'd like as well. I've got my Charlie's Angel gun. I'm going to roll the shoulder open, engage that left side rhomboid. As I roll open, my hand is reaching back. I'm creating an opposing stretch in the opposite direction. So this will be my center point. Reach back and away, and back and away. Now hold and breathe. Don't release the tension on the arm. Keep this area opening. One more breath here. Reach a little farther. And exhale to release. Okay. So I'm going to actually, I thought of another one that I'd like to share with you today. So let's go into our child's pose, and I'm going to do this one from the side as well. So a little bit different than child's pose. Actually, I'll do it from the front. So I'm in child's pose, but I'm going to focus on one side. Once I'm in child's pose, I'm then going to drag towards the right. So I open up this right side serratus anterior to lat area. So if you see me from the side, here's child's pose back here. But I'm going to use my toes. I keep my toes tucked under. Keep me toes tucked under. And I'm going to press in to the right side to feel the stretch there. So that's where we're going to hold for this one. And let's take about 3, 4, 5 breaths here. So it's kind of similar to child's pose, but don't actually go into child's pose. Your focus is on the right side. Ooh, and that is a deep stretch for that right side serratus. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, gently come back through center. Anything the body needs, let those muscles go back. And then we'll move directly to the left side. So kind of like child's pose, I'm gonna keep my left toes tucked under. My arm is outstretched. I'm then gonna push and accentuate that left side stretch, opening up underneath the armpit, serratus anterior into the lat. Important to keep the palm reaching forward to create that space and the length for the stretch. One more breath here. And then gently lifting up, letting the shoulders go back, maybe cat-cow, movement through the shoulders and the ribs. And then for our final resting posture, and this last one I recommend doing a couple times a week and for maybe 5+ minutes. So you can take the time to get a blanket, a pillow, whatever you like. We're not going to hold it for the sake of the video for too long, but if you have the time, hold this one for a while. Now I do have 2 blocks. The one block is going to go in between my scaps here. So on top of getting a nice chest opener, it's also going to press up against my rhomboids and give my rhomboids a little tension for some stretch. And I want to walk the block really high so that it's also supporting the base of my neck. So if I was down really low, my neck would hang. Pretty uncomfortable, at least for me. So I want to make sure it's on my rhomboids, but I'm still walking it up high enough that it's also supporting the top of my back into my neck. Now, if you want to use the other block, you can place it to actually support the head here. For me, that does take away the stretch, so I typically just use the one block and then let the head hang. I also get some nice pressure right at the occiput, so the top of this bottom block here is actually pushing up against the occiput or the hairline of the head, and that feels even better. Anything you'd like to do with the legs, some people extend them out. You can go Baddha Konasana. With the arms, I like to add a little bit of movement, and you'll feel the weight of the body pressing into the rhomboids or pressing into the block. Once you move the arms, it's going to massage through the rhomboids, so it feels really great. And I do have a soft block. This isn't a hard block. It's nice soft foam, so it feels good. It's not painful. Well, it's good pain. It's massage pain. And after a little bit of movement, after a little bit of massage, you then want to come to stillness, palms open, and just think about breathing and expanding through the whole front area, feeling the space across the chest, the front of the shoulder, lengthening down the biceps, all the way down the forearm, all the way through the fingertips. And this is the position you can hold for 3-5 minutes. Add a little bit more of a yin pose for your last part of this practice. You can use your deep breaths here to add a little bit more massage from the block as well. So as you inhale, you'll slightly lift. As you exhale, you fall. Surrendering to complete relaxation. Letting go of any tension we're holding on to in the chest, or holding on to in the shoulders, the neck, or the jaw. Even emotionally, sometimes it's challenging for us to open up this space. This is our heart chakra. And it can be very challenging to open up this space. It can be very vulnerable. It's good to just hold and get used to the feeling of letting it be still, be open, be relaxed. Whenever you are done with this posture, you slowly bring everything into center. So I roll my arms in, I bring my feet, my knees in, and then I'm going to use my hands and my elbows to just gently roll off the block to one side. No big crazy movements to come out of this. Let the back adjust, let the spine adjust, let the scalps adjust. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you feel some tingling or some heat sensations along the back. I always feel the heat sensations. Just notice as it dissipates through the body. And then we'll go ahead and press it up through center. I love that final stretch. I hope you take the time or have the time to do that a few times a week for yourself, because it really makes a big difference on all these muscles, especially if you're working out a lot. There's a lot of pushing we do. It's great to open up this area. It can release a lot of tension, a lot of pain in the shoulder. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed those little tips and tricks for the shoulder. Take them with you wherever you're going. They're good warm-ups, also good restorative, good just functional movements to keep our shoulders healthy and strong and mobile. See you next time on the House of Chi.